Hello guys, welcome to the stream. Sorry we had a bit of a delay, just waiting for the last member to join now. So while we're waiting we'll go through how this tournament's going to work. It's now a best of 5 and we've decided that we are going to throw in a team deathmatch in the middle just to break up the conquest play a little bit. We're also going to be trying some new maps that don't get seen very often in tournaments. So we are actually starting with Spirit Watch. Now, the reason we picked Spirit Watch is because a couple of these teams tend to bunker down really well, and Spirit Watch will give the roaming teams a little bit more of a chance to get involved and get those points decapped from those unkillable players that we've been seeing recently. So as soon as we get our last member in, we will be starting the game. The rotation for this is going to be Spirit Watch, followed by Temple of the Silent Storm, followed by the Courtyard for our team deathmatch. In the team deathmatch, we may see the team switch it up a little bit. It also means that we get to see some other play from both teams rather than just the whole sit on a point and bunk mechanic. That will be followed by Legacy of the Foe Fire, and to finish off, I do believe we have the Battle of Kylo. So hopefully it should be an interesting tournament to say the least. Actually, I'm here with my silent commentator. So
Hello.
he hopefully he'll join in a bit more this game, but I don't have much hope for him.
I apologize for everything I say in advance.
So like I said, we're just waiting for the players to get pun intended, to get their last member in, and we should be good to go. Here we go. So pain intended have rolled a second NG, switching out a thief for this final match. So when both teams ready up, we'll be good to go. Hopefully I've made it a little bit clearer for you guys to see the health bars. I didn't realise that the community logo was blocking them out last time, so we'll see how that works. So we'll wait for the teams to ready up. I'm just waiting for someone to sort out their build, I think. I think someone may get throttled as well for taking so long to get themselves organised.
For once, it's not me. Huzzah!
So as we said, we are changing up the rotation for this tournament, going a little bit out of the norm, breaking the mold, because that's what Ring of Fire do. Come out of nowhere and change everything up. So we have the orb mechanic in this, which should allow some of the members who are quicker to get some nice stealth caps in, or at least keep the pressure on and gain themselves some extra points. So bunkering won't be so much of an option in this setup. Okay, so we just wait for everyone to ready up and then we can start. Everyone's already inspecting the map. Because this map isn't played so often, hopefully it will make a little bit more of an interesting game. We also have a DC in our midst as well. Guild Wars has been plagued by DCs recently, so we're going to have to wait for everyone to get back in. We do have a volunteer who is willing to join in the match, but been quite funny actually because one of the members actually DC'd because he was trying to share the stream to his friends. So if that friend is watching, it's your fault that they DC'd, and you should feel really bad for them. We're having a standoff in mid. No one attacking each other. Just having a look at what they're running. Really sorry about the delay, guys. Like, can't help the DCs. We'll try and get it up and running as quick as possible. As soon as everyone's back in, they won't get a choice to ready up, they'll just start. It's so frustrating when we get these DCs, but unfortunately, like I said, there's not a lot we can do. So we will go have a look at what builds everyone's running for you while we wait. So, which side do you want to start with, Harry?
Let's start with DBG, since they
DBG.
have more people.
So we'll start with pun intended because they have all their team. So we have a rifle soldier engineer with Melandru. Keep that defense. Pretty tanky. And we have a lot of protection running on this build actually, with elite supplies and extra power. So not high crit, but nice sustained damage there from an engineer with quite high toughness. Quite an interesting build. Haven't seen that one run for a while. We have followed up by a Guardian with a Cleric's Mace and Focus. And we have the standard altruistic healing build for that one. We have a Thief. They are running a short bow, longbow and a Thief, really, and a Soldier's Amulet with a dagger pistol. Interesting play there. Pretty standard build there going on. See what the other engineer is running. They are running a Condi build with a little bit of survivability. So, and they are running a Settlers. Just keep that protection up by the looks of it, and keep that damage just pouring out in Condis. And finally, we have the Spirit Ranger. The Spirit Ranger was a nightmare for our last teams. Did a lot of damage and managed to keep herself alive very well. So, we will see how that one runs against DBG. DBG, by the looks of it, also have a Spirit Ranger as well. Running a slightly different, not a Spirit Ranger, in fact, a Condi Ranger. That will be interesting to see how that one counters. We have a LE running Dagger. That's going to be fun. Lots of burst potential on that build with Celestial and those strength runes. Pretty defensive as well. Not full defensive, but enough to keep themselves alive. We have a Thief with, let's have a look here, Sword, Dagger, and a short bow for roaming. Again, those mites and Zerka build. Lots of burst, lots of waving. And finally we have Ido being the Necromancer, going for a Knights build. So semi-power. So just waiting for the last member of DBG so we can go through their build, but they have failed to turn up. if you want to blame anyone, the person I'm currently highlighting is the DBG team captain, and you can point all your abuse at them. So I'm sure they'll give us a wave. Go on, Ido, give us a wave. And probably AFK. Let's hope they don't. Let's hope they don't DC as well. Otherwise, we'll be in issues. We're just getting a sub in. Sorry about this, guys. Like, having real issues getting the people onto the server. So, DBG have already decided that they want to keep that wolf node safe, putting 3 people on it. We'll pretend we're playing the game because at the moment this is how we're how it's going. Pain Intended have decided that they want to keep their home, their blue base safe. They're camping that one pretty well. Not any points scored yet, so we could try and get them fighting in mid while we wait, but we now have one member of Pain Intended missing, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, cool. We can now start the game. Sorry about the delay, guys. We'll get this going as soon as possible.
It's like the English weather. You love it whilst it lasts, but you know it's going to end in disappointment very quickly.
There you go. They had no choice. I made them start. So we'll see how they split on this map. Not many teams have a strategy for this map because, as I said, it's very, very new. So we'll see how this goes. DBG are pushing straight for mid and going for what looks like a 3-point cap straight away. Pain Intended have pushed for the orb as well to try and get it as quick as possible, so we'll switch down now. Pain Intended have got that orb and they're taking it straight to their home base to try and get themselves that point lead. Lots of support coming in there, but they're following DBG actually to mid to try and get a counter cap back on it. DBG have spread themselves very thin to try and keep those, to try and get as many points as they possibly can. And we'll see if we can get a cap. The orb is currently being lots of pressure going on. Sumi going back to their home node. Mid is being fought over. And we've got a lot of damage going on in there. 2v1 in mid at the moment. And unfortunately, the orb has been dropped just outside.
Either they're deciding that Wolf isn't worth his time, seeing what else he can do.
Picked it up. Pushing for that point to try and get themselves that early lead. And there they go, 30 points straight ahead. No points capped at the moment, but they still have those points on the board. So, and there we go, now it's a 1-1 cap at the moment. The orbs reappeared, so we'll see if they're going to push for that or try and bunker down their points. Ido's going straight into mid to see if he can stealth cap it. He's doing a good... He almost did a good job then. Pulled off just for the right amount of time. And Sumi's got in there and stopped him getting that channel off. But lots of damage coming in from the Thief. Lots going on in this map. Still a 2v1 fight going on for that midpoint at the moment. So it's still 1-1 and Pain Intended are currently pushing in the lead. Pain Intended are going to keep that point neutralised just for that little bit longer while there's a fight going on over the point. And Pensive has kept that neutral just in time and is going to start knocking that back down to a full neutral point. So we still have a 1 point, and at the moment Pain Intended are just pulling ahead. But that orb is now available, and that was a great pull there by Pain Intended, getting them off that. 4 of DBG are going straight for the orb to try and get their lead back, and Varix, the elementalist from DBG, is currently running that back to their home point, try and get that 30 points and knock Pain Intended's lead down, potentially taking the lead now They're in 10 points behind. They should just push ahead. So it's still a 1-1 cap at the moment. And there we go. DBG have just got that. Still that fight going on in mid. And a 2v1 going on at midpoint at the moment. The orb has reappeared. We'll see how that one goes. Right, okay. Big fight going on on an orb at the moment. So we have a 2v2 by the looks of it going on in mid. We will try and get in for a better view. We got a Thief taking on the NG and Spirit Ranger with support from the alley. Everyone was a little bit low there, but Thief just got his health right the way back up. A little bit of support. But it looks like Varric's the alley. Oh, he's going to go down potentially, but so is Asumi. If he can get that stomp off, potentially straight back up. But no, he didn't get rezzed from that stomp. Unfortunately, must not have tagged it. And now it's back down to a 1v1 fight in mid for that orb. It's still a 2v2 going on in mid, and Red have managed to stealth cap, getting that lead, ticking ahead, and there's going to be a fight now to try and catch up. Still, with that orb, Pain Intended have got a chance to neutralise those points instantly if they can get hold of them, but with a 2v1 going on in mid, they're going to find it very difficult. Sumi's, the Rangers just turned up to get that support in, but they seem to be seems to be becoming a stalemate over mid, so Pain Intended will either have to spread out and try and stealth cap something, or they're going to find themselves gradually ticking behind here with a 2-1 cap. 2-0 cap, in fact. Still, big fight going on in mid over that 1 point. 2v2, and lots of condies flying out, but being cleared in the mid at the moment. Asumi's decided that she's had enough. Pain Intended have kept that orb safe for a while, so they're going to try and push their midpoint and see how well they can do. Looks like DBG have got Wolf secure for the moment, and they will be moving gradually ahead. About 150 points ahead at the moment, but still in this game that is nothing. They can still get it back pretty quickly with those fast orb captures. So that fight is going on now. It's a 3-on-2 in mid there, a 3-on-1 in fact, and here he comes in, PI for a little bit more support. DBG have only got 1 point left, but they are currently 180 points plus ahead. So it looks like at the moment this is going to be a long game, and DBG are finding it very difficult to. And that is a fantastic res there. Might be able to get it up just in time. Yep, just in time. And that 2v3 is still going on. Lots of pressure on that. But Pain Intended have now managed to get all the points, someone on it, and back to neutral. So DBG will only be going a point ahead on kills here. All the points are neutral. 200 points ahead. And the orb's available in mid at the moment for a cap. So we'll see how this goes. DBG look like they're going to catch Wolf there, but both players are down at the moment. And it looks like Pain Intended are going to bleed out just before giving DBG the chance to get back up. Didn't quite get back in time, but we'll see how that one goes. There is now a 2v1 going on at Wolf, but at the moment all the points are neutral. Pain Intended managed to get that cap up, gradually bringing down that lead, but not enough at the speed that's going on. DBG are just keeping that lead ahead. We've still got 7 minutes left in this game, so it can all change. But Pain Intended doing a great job keeping DBG spread out. And DBG have just captured Raven, but again, it can all change. Looks like they're going to be able to cap Wolf. and they'll be able to hold that down. And it looks like they may be pushing for the orb to get that extra point ahead. DBG lost out to Payne, didn't quite get enough there, but this means that potentially Payne could go for the point or the decap and see where this will take them. Lots of damage going on at the moment, lots of support needed. All of Payne they want to get that orb back, get that lead down, but with a 2-1 cap, DBG are gradually ticking ahead. They're going to get the points, but it is going to be a wonder whether they should have gone for the decap, get DBG's points ticking a little bit lower. Everyone is going for that wall point, trying to stop that cap. And Payne have actually snuck out and managed to do a stealth cap of fast, so they'll be on a 2-1 cap at the moment, and they're pushing straight back for that orb. Payne are going for the orb caps really well, trying to keep the team support going on, trying to get those stealths out. And now it's flipped in the favour of Payne intended. 2-1 cap, still 200 points behind, but enough time to catch up just about. So if they can keep those points down and keep those orbs coming in, they will take away DBG's lead. DBG spread so thin at the moment, and Payne doing a great job keeping that competition up. It looks like there's going to be another 30 points, reducing DBG's lead even further. 150 points in it, a 2-1 cap at the moment. If Payne keep going this way, they may actually bring it back to a win if they can keep themselves alive on that point. And they are pulling those orbs back. It's going to be reduced down to 100 points. 100 point catch up is really impressive in a game like this. Payne doing a great job there, pulling them off point at Raven. That 1 point tick going up. One member of DBG has gone down. Lots of cleave damage going on. Who's going to get the finish off? Who's going to get rosed up first is the question. And it looks like DBG just got themselves back into that fight. Huge switch around here. Still a 2-1 cap going on. But it looks like both members on that point are down, and they'll be keeping that just long enough. 50 points to the end of the game, but a great comeback from Payne there. Don't think it's going to be enough to keep them in the lead, but to give them the lead. But it was great to see that points difference being made up such a short time. No one's going at Raven. Looks like Asumi's going to try and neutralise, but it may be too little too late at this point. We'll see. The orb has been capped. There's now 75 point difference in it, and Payne doing a great job, as I said, coming back there. The orbs appeared. If DBG get it, that could be game over, but they have managed to neutralise. Unfortunately, if that orb gets capped, there will only be 3 points left in the game for DBG to make up. So 1 kill for them, and they would have this game. They need to try and keep that orb off the point as long as possible. Try and get those points back. Try and get that orb off the thief there. Don't think it's going to have much luck. There we go. 3 points left in this game. 1 kill is left in it, but Payne have kept those points really well, getting that lead down. So much damage going on to DBG at the moment, and if Naomi can't get up, that could be it. Oh, got back up. The Crisp nearly went down. Lots of damage going on at mid-fight. Could be a down state there and that could be game if they get that stomp off, and Red Team have got the stomp off and finished this 502-43. Well played, both teams. Really good game. Really glad we picked this map. Well played. So we'll be moving on to our next game, which is Spirit Watch, which is quite a standard rotation now. We'll see how well that one goes. Temple of the Silent Storm, sorry. Said the same map twice. So DBG have just taken that, so they've got one for them already. This is a pretty standard map in the rotation. Most people know it. I'll just go through the base mechanics for everyone. We got to watch out for those buffs. Lots of buff play can completely flip the game. And if you get that stillness, you give yourself a double points for everything you cap. So with a tranquility and stillness cap, you can give yourself a 6-point cap, and any lead you build up at the beginning can instantly get lost in a game like this. So we'll see how well this one goes. We'll get the teams to ready up as soon as they're on, and we'll get ready for the split. Last member of Pain Intended getting ready to join up, and then we'll be good to go. Try and get everyone to ready up. Right, so the game's about to begin. So we'll see how the split goes for this one. So, as I said, we've got those buffs in the middle. We'll see if there's a big fight going on. And we'll see how this one splits. Lots of fighting normally going on in mid in this. The height advantage gives those range classes the ability to get ahead. Blue have a slight advantage with their view right the way through to Temple, but we'll see how this... So, it looks like DBG are going for a 2v3 in mid, but they're going to push straight into Pain Intended's home point. So 4v2 in mid at the moment. It looks like Pain Intended really want that home point, but they have left their mid point, but they've left their home point almost undefended against those two burst classes there, doing huge amounts of damage to their bunker. Looks like they could end up... He's doing a great job to survive, but DBG are already starting to tick those points ahead with their home cap. And there we go. We have a potential 2 cap there from...
Pi figured out that the temple's left undefended. Going in for a stealth cap now.
So it looks like we've got a stealth cap going on there, but we still have all that fighting going on in mid. Pain Intended now have 1 cap, and they could be ticking those points back up, but everyone is fighting so spread out around this map. Team mechanics of DBG seem to be having an issue. Going for a res there, but can he keep the cleave on? And nope, he's straight back up. And that point is currently ticking around, nearly a half decap there. But that point's from DBG just been made up. So now we're back with Pain Intended pushing the lead up. Getting almost a full decap on their home point. And halfway to being capped at Temple. Unfortunately, they've gone down, so DBG will get that point back. It's been a decap gone off in mid as well, so we've got no points, no caps on the board at the moment, and we'll see how this goes for DBG. It's a 3v2 fight here at the moment, and we have 1 down at home. Looks like Pain Intended will get that cap back. They're going for the stomp, and there is 1 down. It's now a 3v2, as Pain Intended have just brought in their engineer to give that support. Looks like DBG want the Guardian of Pain Intended down. They're not letting off him. Trying to get that heal up. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough, but they have got a support coming in, and we'll see how well this does. There we go. Stability stomp there by the Guardian. But now we have a 3v3 going on in mid. Lots of mid fighting going on, but it looks like they are pushing straight for the home. Ranger versus Ranger on home point. And Pain Intended are going for that sneak cap again. It looks like they're going to be going 30 seconds, and we'll have a buff coming up. So Pain Intended and DBG just rotating through the points. Still a very low scoring game for how far we're in, and now it's a 1 point cap to 1-0 cap for DBG. They seem to be just ahead on those kills, but pay intended are definitely keeping their team alive at the moment really well. All those bombs going off from the engineer there. Lots of pressure going out, but very, very low from both players. Looks like we're going to have a down state over here, but 2-1, 2-0 cap, and there is stillness. Nobody's going for it at the moment, so it's completely uncapped, and we will have a 1-1 cap going on at the moment. See if anyone's pushing for that stillness. Looks like we've got pay intended going for it fast as possible. It looks like they'll be uncontested. Assume he's going straight back for that home point. But Ido's getting in there for that stillness. If he gets it off, he will have... There we go. There's going to be a fight over stillness. Lots of damage coming out from the NG. And it's going to be followed up by support. Spreading DBG very thin, pain intended. And gradually, those points are... It's less than 10 points in it. Just ticking up at the time. And could end up with a pretty close game again. These two teams are pretty well matched at the moment. And DBG are now to a 1-0. And we have Ferocity's appeared. Still that fight over stillness. No one's got it. And a stealth cap back from DBG. Now it's a 2-0 cap in favour of DBG. These points are just rotating so quickly. But pay intended did get that home point decap off. We're now back to a 1 cap for DBG. Just ticking those points ahead. And it looks like we could end up with... We've got a stomp. We've got a 2v1 going on in mid here. So DBG need to get some support in for their team. Assume he's coming back, trying to go for that stillness. May get a full cap up on stillness there, so it will give them a 2 cap at the moment. And pay intended, still no points, no capture points at the moment, and DBG with the equivalent of 2. Still that fight going on in mid. Two Guardians fighting again, with players from both sides coming in to try and help out the other one. Looks like Pain Intended doing a good job holding off there. Spread out quite a lot at the moment. Pain Intended getting that 1 cap back at home. And therefore they will be slowing down DBG's tick and getting a stealth cap at home, so it will hopefully negate the stillness at the moment. And there we go. That will be it for DBG's stillness and double points cap. If Pay Intended can get that point off, they may be able to start bringing it back. It's not quite a full D cap, but DBG have sent everyone back there to try and get that. Still a 2v2 now going on in mid. Lots of damage going out. Neither team giving any leeway there. And we now have a 70 point difference, and Tranquility is now up. Sea's going straight in for that. We look like we could end up with DBG getting a 3 cap here, and they're going for stillness at the same time. So nobody can get down to stop that. We will see Tranquility go off, and there we go. Just not quick enough, and trying to get those caps back. DBG are now with 6 on, down to 4, but pulling that lead ahead. They've got that midpoint pretty much wrapped up at the moment. They don't want to lose it. They're going for a D cap from Pay Intended. If he can get the full D cap off, they may making their job a little bit easier. But Pay Intended are now 140 points behind with a 2-1 equivalent cap. Lots of pressure going on to that midpoint. No stealth caps. A 2-on-1 going on at home. Thief versus Necro and Ranger. Ranger's decided to leave. Thinks Ido can handle this Thief. Hopefully he won't put too much faith in his teammate and not go back if he needs it. But it looks like there's a lot of pressure going for that mid fight. And Pay Intended now have actually decapped 2 points and got 1 tick. Pressure going on their home node again. Lots of points, pulling themselves back. Great rotations from these teams. They're doing a great job fighting each other, keeping each other off those points. It looks like we may see going back for a home cap. Unfortunately, he's not going to make it in time before DBG get that cap off, so it will be a 1-to-1 cap. And Pain Intended have just lost their Ranger on the home, so it will be a 2-to-1. Lots of damage going on as well. Looks like DBG are going to be capping that midpoint as well. Lots of pressure going on from both teams. 2-on-2 in home point in Temple at the moment for DBG. Not giving any signs that they're going to get off that point, but they are putting lots of pressure onto Pain Intended. Still the 2v1 going on in mid, and a 2v1 going on in favour of Pain Intended on their home point, and they have gradually ticked around, not quite got the decap off, but they are pushing for it, and there we go, they will be capping their home point now. It looks like a double down over there, and both players back up again, all that damage coming out. Getting that point, Pain Intended have neutralised it and are gradually ticking around those cap with all those knockbacks. Gone down in his Elixir R, so he may be able to get himself res back up, instantly res back up. Great job there. And blue team have got the capture point. Stillness is up again. This could be the perfect time for Pain Intended to try and get that, to try and get their points back. But DBG are going to cap it just to stop them doing that. And they have got it off. If they get 1 point, they'll be back up to their 2-point cap. But Pain Intended doing a great job keeping those points neutral at the moment. 5 minutes left in the game. And we may even see a second Tranquility. 2-to-1 cap going on at the moment in favour of Pain Intended. So that stillness is completely negated for DBG at the moment. We do have 1 down, and that is finished, and 2 down, and we may be seeing DBG getting their first point back. It's going to take them time, but Pain Intended are still ticking up those points at the moment, but DBG will be getting their home point back. Lots of pressure going on in mid again. So many bodies on that point. Lots going on. It is currently a 4v4 at the moment. It looks like it could be a 5v4, but with DBG at the moment with the lead, nearly at the 400 mark, and Pain Intended gradually ticking down. Going for that decap at home, see if he can play knockback. Try and knock him off the point, at least get it neutralised. But we may see another Tranquility pop up here. This could be a game changer if that comes up. Lots and lots of pressure still going on at mid. Looks like it's currently in the favour of neither team, as Pain Intended have just started ticking it round to their just gone in Pain Intended's favour, but they are finding it very difficult to keep on that point with all that pressure. So 2-on-1 going on at home, followed by the engineer coming in trying to save his teammate. Don't think he's going to have much luck, and there is the stomp, unfortunately. And DBG have put the pressure on mid, not quite got it back up yet. Lots of pressure going on, and both members back up. And we'll see how this goes. DBG 60 points away from winning this final game. 300 to 440. And DBG are currently keeping their home point pretty secure. It looks like Varus is going straight for Tranquility. He's got the idea that if that comes up again, he doesn't want Pain Intended to have it. Straight in there. It looks like he's going to go for it. And there's going to be a fight over stillness, but I think it's going to be a full channel there. Yep, and DBG with that, DBG probably will be taking the game. Don't think they've got time to cap all 3 back, unfortunately. Never say never, but with those point ticks going up at the moment, and there we go, we have game. So we'll play both teams again. We'll play DBG. Nice long games there, lots of pressure going off. So that'll be 2-0. So next game will be our team deathmatch. Not seen very often in tournaments, but we thought we'd throw it in there to get rid of the conquest style. So we may see a switch up from the players, show that they can do a little bit more than just sit on a point and bunker. We'll see how that goes. So we'll just wait for the next one. So we'll play both teams again. It's going to be the first to 20 kills, so that's 4 team wipes, and we will see how this one works out. Lots of team play going to be involved here, lots of killing, lots of down states, and we'll see how they work out. So we're just waiting for DBG to get in the map. They look like they want to be going for a more glass cannon style fight for this. Pain intended are actually keeping their same team. So we will see how this goes for Pain intended. I will just change the score over for red team. So best of 3. This could potentially be the last game of the tournament if DBG win. If not, we will be going to Kylo if Pain intended can put the pressure on. So just waiting for one more player with those really long login times. Just showing off my friends list, guys. Don't worry, I was just seeing how long it was going to take them. Okay then, so we have just one change by the looks of it for that pressure. I mean, going for an NG for that extra pressure. So we'll see how this one works. So when everyone's readied up, the game will start. Match starts now, so this could be an interesting game. Don't have to open up for a split here, but most of the fighting will be going on in the mid here. We will try and follow around as best we can. Lots of fighting in this. Lots of opportunity for the thieves here to pick off those weak members as they're pulling on. So as we said, first the 20 kills here. We'll see how this goes. Both teams waiting for the other one to engage, trying to go for a sneak round. Going for the height advantage on the stairs. Unfortunately, I've managed to lose them. just behind that wall. They managed to fight in the only. Lots of damage coming out here from both teams. Lots of pressure, lots of boons. Thief there picking off Ido straight for the down. And there you go. Pain intended are getting that down and stomped. One down from DBG, two down from DBG, and looks like Pain intended are taking the first encounter straight up there. Teams are allowed to wait as long as they want in their home point after the res for the rest of their team to join in, if they want to, or they can just push straight out, not giving the other team any pressure. So, but once all the team is spawned, they will have to leave the starting zone. They can't hide there. So at the moment, it's 3 kills to 0 in favour of Pain Intended. Pain Intended doing some great teamwork there. Lots of AoE damage coming out. Taking advantage of the higher ground there. They are going to be pushing into mid for that fight. DBG being spread out there. Thief is currently left alone. And it looks like DBG are trying to reassemble themselves. And Pain Intended also doing the same. So they've pushed back. Very low health there. Lots of pressure coming on onto the Thief. Thieves are the easiest targets, but they will have a time. They're going to have a very difficult time if they keep that pressure up on themselves. But again, they have the perfect opportunity to take down. So only 3 kills at the moment. Only 50 minutes in this game, so we may end up with a stalemate. And we have another down from DBG there, but they got the res off just in time. So much damage going on at the moment. Lots of pressure. Both teams stacking up really well, picking out the weak members of the team to give themselves the advantage. And Thief versus Thief here. Thief is chasing down DBG and so low, barely any. And there we go. We got the down and we could get the stomp here. But DBG pushing in there, putting the damage down. Will they get the stomp off before the res? And no, he didn't. But it's left Pain Intended Steve very much in the middle of DBG there. Try and switch out for a slow. And we have one of Pain Intended put down there. But will they get down, or will Pain Intended get that res back up? And they are doing such a good job on getting those reses on their teammates, not giving them any opportunity. DBG falling back there, but leaving their ranger right in the middle of Pain Intended. This is going to be a very interesting fight. Pain Intended have got 2 down at the moment. There is a stump going off, and it has landed. That has made it 3-1 at the moment in favour of Pain Intended. Pain Intended now down to 4 members, but they are right back at their home base, keeping that, allowing their Thief to get back out. And we have almost another down there. 2 members. Ido has currently gone down there, as same as Ido has got himself back up, and that is now 2-3 in favour of Pain Intended. But Pain Intended look like they're going to get another stomp off, and that is it. That has pulled them up to 4-2 at the moment, and Pain Intended had the advantage in the team fights for the moment, waiting for their team as Ido has the reds. We're pulling back into the fight now. So much damage going off. DBG slightly at disadvantage, but have switched it around to Pain Intended. Looks like he could have multiple people go down, meaning it's going to be very difficult for the stomp. And there is another kill in favour of Pain Intended, rallying the entire team. So much damage going out here, but Pain Intended are pulling their way back in this fight. Fantastic play, great team play from both teams, and Pain Intended at the moment getting those weaker members out of the fight and getting them down. So doing a slightly better job. All clamped up there in that little cave, try to play the line of sight game. Again, Pain Intended Thief, they're pushing a little bit too much into the fight, getting herself very, very low. She's going for Ido again. She's picked her target. That is all the pressure from Ido is being counteracted by the fact that Thief is on him the whole time. And Ido looks like it's going to go down. We could see another stomp here on Ido. And that's it. That gives Pain Intended yet another kill. So that is currently, I've lost track, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I've lost track of the kills, but we are pushing ahead. Pushing ahead here. It's currently 6-2 in favour of Pain Intended, and there could be another down. It's going for a stomp there and a res at the same time. Looks like there's an engineer down for DBG, but the thief is bleeding out very, very slowly. If they can get that stomp off and he's rallied, that has given them another. That's 7 in favour of Pain Intended. Pain Intended storming away on kills here, just getting those stomps off just in time to rally their teammates. And again, got 2 down here from DBG. Pain Intended stumped 1 and 2. So, but Pentative is down the engineer from Pain Intended. They've managed to get him back up, but sacrificed a lot of health from the pressure from DBG there. Very, very low Pain Intended. Got a lot of opportunity for people to go down and not much time to get rallied back up. But they are getting those reses off really well. That Shadow Refuge there, bringing the teams back up. And again, Ido is going down. They really don't like him from Pain Intended. Pain Intended want to keep him out of the game, keep that pressure off themselves. And there we go. We have yet another kill. 10 kills in favour of 2 Pain Intended. And they are just rezzing themselves up so efficiently, doing such a great job here. DBG doing a really good job at, and there we go, trying to get the misform back to their teammates, see if they can get him up, but Pain Intended are just throwing bodies on. They are getting that stump off, and that is 11. So they are over halfway home now, with just over 7 minutes left to go in the game. DBG are on the back foot at the moment. Pain Intended not giving any room. Lots and lots of support from their teammates. And Pain Intended Steve doing a great job picking out those easy targets as he sees them. Lots and lots of damage going on. It looks like we could see Pain Intended go down one more time, but they are stacking very well, keeping their team very tight compared to DBG, who are spread out very thin at the moment. But Pain Intended just pushing through at the right times, keeping the plays at very low health there from on DBG's engineer. He's trapped himself in the corner, unfortunately. Not a great place to be. All that damage coming out, going for the stomp now. And there we go. We now have 12. They are pushing their way ahead, getting on the back foot at the beginning. DBG are finding it very difficult to get up. And there's another member of DBG down. That thief just putting out huge pressure at the right times, doing a fantastic job with those kills. They are currently waiting now for a team respawn by the looks of it. But nope, DBG are pushing out slightly. But it's given Pain Intended a chance to breathe, leaving their 2 members stuck in mid all alone. And we have 2 members of DBG down. And we could see another stump go off. Nope, DBG have managed to get the res off. And they are back in the fight. Pain Intended now a little bit more spread out. This is going to work in DBG's favour because they're right by their home base. And that one player that's been left out on their own could have been a target. But DBG have managed to do very well getting back into mid. They are keeping it. The game has been called. DBG have said that Pain Intended have won this one, and they are happy to move on to the next match. So, well played, both teams. Pain Intended just dominating that game, doing a really good job getting the stumps down. So, well done, Pain Intended. It's given them a 2-1. So, we will be moving on to our next game. Well played by both teams there. Lots of pressure going off from Pain Intended. So well played, pay intended there, showing that they can put the pressure onto DBG at the right times. So maybe this will change up the game for the conquest for the final. So we are on to our fourth game of the tournament, which is Legacy of the Foe. So we'll wait for both teams to say they are ready, and we will be good to go. So the game is now going to begin, and we will open up for the split. So waiting up for the split, see how this one goes. And we'll see how this one goes. It looks like one member was left slightly behind there, but it looks like DBG are going for a 2-2-1 split, and Pay Intended are going for a 3-1-1 split. But it looks like unfortunately we had an issue, so we are going to have to reset. So I'll just put you onto the wait stream for 2 seconds while we get this one sorted. Just guys. Just bear with us 5 minutes, guys. We're just going to do a cycle. There we go, guys. I apologise. There is no better way of resetting the maps. I just have to cycle through. So we will be going into Legacy of the Foe now, and hopefully both teams will be ready this time. Just waiting for 2 more members to get ready, and we will have a game on. There we go. Match is about to begin. So we'll open up for the split. See how that one goes. See if they go for the same strategy again. Now they both know how they're going to split. May stick to the same tactics or change it up. We'll see. Lots of running at the gate there. So we have what looks like a 2. We have the opposite split to what we had before. DBG going for a 3-1-1 and Pain Intended going for a 2-1, changing into a 3-1 split. Lots of pressure going onto this midpoint again, as I said before. Very difficult to cap it back if it goes in your favour. So there's a 1v1 going on at far at the moment. Ranger versus Engineer and Thief versus Necro. Now there's not going to be much love lost between these two on the quarry point. After all those kills that Pain Intended, Thief threw onto Ido in the last game. I'm going to find it very difficult to keep that pressure up. It looks like the fight in mid is going very, very much in the favour of DBG. Although they have flipped it around, they are keeping that pressure on the Ranger and the Ellie. It looks like it's going to be a 3v1 in mid as they have gone back to fight. So we now have a Thief versus Thief fight going on at Quarry, but DBG are keeping that point at the moment, ticking in their favour. At the moment, no points on the board, but Pain Intended do have a 5-point lead from that kill, which we'll see how that pans out later on in the game. But at the moment, both points are all 3 points are neutral, and there's a Thief versus Thief fight going on. DBG's Thief just getting the extra damage in there, and it looks like Ido's going to get back. And there is the stomp. So DBG have made up the points, and we will be looking at the first cap of the game. Looks like Pain Intended keeping the pressure on that downed Ellie, and now it's a 3-on-1 in mid. 3-on-2. Thieves come in to help out with the damage, but lots of pressure that is going to stay neutral. So we'll see. At the moment, DBG just ticking ahead. Not much in it at the moment. Still that fight going on, and Pain Intended's Engineer is very, very low at the moment, getting himself back up there with a healing turret. Not putting enough pressure onto the Ranger. That Ranger bouncing around, just keeping the pressure on him. Still the fight going on mid, but again, lots of fighting going on in this quarry. Going to be a 2-on-1 with Thief. Nearly a full decap there, but not quite enough. DBG just ticking ahead. Still lots of pressure going on at mid. Putting all the pressure onto Pain Intended's Ranger. Trying to get her down, but she's gradually ticking her health up. Dancing around. now a 3-on-3 fight, even more pressure going on to Pain Tendon's Ranger, and Ido is currently having a little bit of difficulty with Pain Intended Steve at the moment, but he is keeping that point capped, and we do see Pain Intended losing their home point, so it will be a 2-0 cap in favour of DBG at the moment. Lots of pressure going on to both players there, but we'll see who gets that down first. Getting that fear off timed well. And there we go, down goes Ido, but here comes DBG and Pain Intended follow very quickly. It looks like we could see a stump go off there, and it's going to be a 3-on-2 fight. Is Pain Intended going to be able to get up their thief? No, he's putting so much pressure on the body, and both players have gone down, and DBG now have capped that middle point, and it's going to be very difficult to get that back for Pain Intended. DBG definitely showing us that they are the masters of this map, keeping those 2 points. They did it in the last 2 games as well. Lots of pressure at the right times, doing a great job here. Keeping that midpoint for them is going to be the biggest point score. Currently, only 10 points on for Pain Intended, with DBG ticking ahead gradually. Although that has registered, I think. Quarry is in the favour of DBG, it just hasn't ticked over on the scoreboard. And DBG have now capped Waterfall as well, so they have actually got a 3-point. There we go, a 3-point cap at the moment. And they are putting. Pain Intended are trying to get that point back, but DBG are keeping themselves relatively well up. Just keeping that pressure on. Assuming doing a great job there, keeping DBG in mid, not allowing them to leave. But again, it's going to be very difficult for them to cap it. And LaCrispa is currently sat on Waterfall, which isn't being contested at the moment. It's currently a 3v2 on Quarry, with Pain Intended just getting the advantage there. They are getting the decap off. They managed to get the decap off quite effectively there. And Asumi is going straight back for the Waterfall. And it's going to be a Ranger versus Ranger fight on Waterfall at the moment. And DBG do have players down. And Blue have got their first cap of the game. They've got Quarry. And they are starting to get on that scoreboard. Unfortunately, DBG have kept Waterfall pretty well. I've kept it pretty well. So low there, almost went down, and Pain Intended look like they're going straight back for that midpoint again, trying to get the damage onto DBG's Elementalist, and they want to go for the stomp, but DBG have actually got the res back up again. Ido going for Engineer. Engineer's notoriously bad for Condi Cleanse, so it's going to be a close fight over here. Lots of knockbacks coming from that Engineer. Hopefully be able to keep that point safe for his team. And looks like DBG are going for a Lord push, but they are going to lose Waterfall in favour of that, straight for that Lord. Ranger may be able to solo this, and if it does, it could be game over in favour of DBG. DBG not wanting to risk those Pain Intended getting back like they did before. They want to go for an early end to this, and it looks like that Ranger is pushing straight onto Blue Door. Blue Door has actually been touched yet, but he is getting those soldiers and those casters down. Not having much problem there. His health is dropping very, very low, and if he doesn't watch himself, he could end up being stuck. And there we go. Great knockback there. Almost saving the Ellie, and they could see a stomp go off here if they're not careful. Not enough damage going in to keep the Ellie down. Will they get the stomp off before the res? Not quite. That stomp went off perfectly, giving Pain Intended an advantage in mid now, being a 3v2 fight. and they are currently 2 points up. They did get the Lord down, unfortunately, so that could be game for DBG. That Lord kill came in there very quickly, lots of damage. So DBG actually take the Ring of Fire tournament there. So well played, DBG there. We will find out whether we are going to be able to play the next match of the tournament. Unfortunately, Pay Intended Team 2 have been having issues with getting people into the game at the moment. So we will stop the stream for there and hopefully come back with more information in a few minutes. So bear with us, guys. Great game by both teams. Great final. Thanks for watching.